a few minutes, we're going to start the roast of Steve Lowe. I know there's lots of things that we can make a lot of fun comments. Just remember, this is a guy we love, and
remember his mother is here.
yeah, his mom and dad are here, so it's just very important to recognize that this has been a team effort. There would not be a journey if there was not Steve and Sharon Lowe. So before we roast Steve, let's toast Sharon. To Sharon Lowe.
My first impression was, this guy can't be a pastor. You know? Steve definitely throws like a girl.
Thanks. I want to tell you, I had the opportunity to interview Steve to determine whether he qualified to plant a church. And I had these talks with him on the telephone, and I knew the guy was crazy. And we met face to face, and Steve was crazier in person than he was on the phone. But Sharon was there. And I said to myself, and then when I went back to my board, I said, his wife is got her head screwed on straight. But every night when they talked about it, they said, but there's Sharon. And you know what? If this guy is so screwed up and stuff like that, his wife still believes in him.
When I first met Steve, I just want to let you know about that. I'm going to turn to like roast moment instead of like when I met Steve, my husband and I were coming from another church where we were pretty heavily involved in the youth ministry, and we wanted to get really involved wherever we went. So my cousin April came here and she said, hey, you should come, and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, we ended up going to Chili's with Steve. When we get there, we're sitting, I'm like, hey, what's up? So we're sitting and talking, and he's across from us. And minor introductions, and then I'm not exaggerating when I say maybe a solid hour of Steve talking about himself and about the entire history. All that stuff you just heard Dan say, I heard it in like full explanation. The history, and we 4 days, and we had to talk to them, and everybody loved Sharon, and blah. It was like, just constant.
Here I come into this church, and how amazing is it that these people here, and thanks to Steve, and thanks to everyone here, I believe again, and you guys have made me and my son feel like a family again. Through everything that we have been through, you guys have lifted us up, and I can't thank you enough, and I can't thank this church enough for what you have done for me and my son. You don't know what you have done for us, and even through with everything that we've been through, I still believe, and it's not going to go away this time, and thank you.
And Steve has never passed a radar in his life that he set off. And I want to say that there are a lot of church plants that have begun with a whole lot more money than you all had access to. And with a whole lot more, maybe some resources that you all had access to. And if they made it 2 years, it was a miracle. There is something, like I said, I've coached a lot of church planners. I want you all to understand how significant today is. That 5-year mark is probably one of the most significant marks that I have ever seen. I can't wait to drink coffee at the Ugly Mug, and I will always be in prayer for you guys, because I just really, really believe in what you're doing, and love you, man. Yeah, God can do good stuff.
This is a roast. You guys have no idea how long I've waited for this moment.
Mom, cover your ears.
We're not going to talk about your imaginary friends, Pluto and Nancy, right? We're not going to talk about...
No, Michael and Nancy.
Oh, Michael.
Just talk to them today, right here.
Well, we're not going to talk about them. We're not going to talk about why all my trophies look like this. We're not going to talk about how pissed off I am at you for deciding to build one master trophy out of all of mine because you didn't have enough. Speaking of sports, you should have known with your first name starting with an S and your last name ending in low to stay away. For you ones that aren't so bright, that spells slow.
That's what Mom put on my lunchbox.
You're not supposed to talk. This is me roasting you. And none of this is ending with I love you and all those tears. The only tears. You almost blew up the dude's SUV. The last thing we're not definitely going to talk about is the time that we were hiking in the woods. Remember, this is your pastor, people. No, they do. Maybe they do. Well, they didn't hear from me. We're hiking in the woods. Me and him find, now he's my older brother. Mostly, if you haven't figured out, I've learned what not to do from him. We find a deer that's laying with his head in a creek.
Oh.
You know this story?
Yes, this is good.
This guy decides that he wants to help the deer. It was hurt. It was hurt. It was crippled. No. That was a different one. Sugarcoat your own story. I don't know. It was injured. It was laying in a creek. This guy decides he's going to help the deer. Your pastor gets down and holds the deer in the stream until the deer almost drowns. This is your roast. I'm roasting you. You shut up. I don't need facts. I got them. They're all right here. I'm getting to the bird shot. So we go back to the house after he failed to put the deer out of his misery. I know it was strong. And he decides that he's going to get a 22 with birdshot to kill the deer. Now we're in Carroll County. I know all y'all know what birdshot is. We go back down and he shoots the deer with birdshot again to put the deer out of his misery. Failed again. Finally, we call somebody that can actually do the job the right way and put the deer out of his misery. And I'm walking around here, and I hear you guys, and you're talking, and people come to me and say, you must be Steve's brother. Now that could be a couple different reasons, but some people say we look alike, some people say we don't. I hope we don't, because that's an ugly mug.